अस्सलामुअलैकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू तहु अस्सलामुअलैकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू नाइन्थ स्टैंडर्ड and myself Mohammad Shahad. A lot of disturbances in the background, just try to avoid all these disturbances. We have taken a live session so far, and in that live session I have explained you the electrolysis and the concept of electrolysis and water of crystallization. I have shown you the video of the water of crystallization and few things that are remained in this lesson and that are being overed in that particular live session, but I think that some of the students are joined at the last moment, so they are unable to catch that lesson that day. That's why I that's why I think today that's why I think that took I have to take some quick overview that what we have taken on that day. So basically we have taken water of crystallization. So what is this water of crystallization? That is a water molecules that are present in a crystalline structure. In order to maintain its crystalline structure, some water molecules are present in the in that particular water crystal substance. Some are the some of the examples that are alum and copper sulfate, that is CuSO4. It is a very beautiful copper sulfate. It is a very beautiful looking blue color, or it is called as blue vitriol also. And this blue vitriol is having a crystals like sugar that we are using in our home. That sugar crystals are white and transparent in nature, but the blue vitriol crystals are usually they are blue in color. So how they are having this blue color, and what are their that structure, how their structure is there. I'm sorry, a lot of disturbances, please bear with me. And what I mean to say that copper sulfate is having a definite crystalline structure, and this definite crystalline structure is is maintained by the water molecule, and this particular water molecule is called as water of crystallization. So in order to justify this thing, we have seen the word one experiment in the particular video, and in that experiment we used to take a test tube. In that we have taken a blue vitriol or copper sulfate crystals, and we are using this burner in order to heat it. After being heated, it turns blue color crystals turn to white copper sulfate. This white brittle means that is easy to break, like substance. Okay, this type of substance. So blue color is lost on heating, and it turn into white color. So what happened on it heating? The thing that is happened on heating is given over here. The water molecules are being evaporated, and CuSO4 alone without water molecules are in the test tube, and its color is white, and this is brittle in nature, not crystalline in nature. So crystalline nature and color of the substance is maintained by the water molecules, and that water molecules is called as water of crystallization. Another thing that we have seen that day is this experiment. And what is this ionic compound and electrical conductivity? What it basically mean? So we have taken a beaker over here, and in that we have taken water, or Basically we have taken a water and we are trying to connect two things. We are having two wires, and that end is, we have you have seen the copper wires, and the copper wires usually is having a covering over it, that is called as insulator. That plastic covering, we have removed the one covering of the ends of the wire, and we are inserting that wire over here, one wire and one wire over here, and these wires are then connected to positive terminal of the battery, and the second wire is connected to the switch, and this switch is connected to further a wire, and that wire is connected to a bulb, and the bulb is in at last is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So this is the setup. Now we are taking only plain water. Just forget this sodium chloride. We have taken the water and the electricity is passed, and this bulb is not glown. It is not glow. It doesn't glow. Okay, because the plain pure water is devoid of it. It doesn't having the ions in that, so it will not conduct the electricity. It will not conduct the electricity. In order to conduct the electricity, we are now adding a teaspoon full of common salt. We are adding salt over here. We are adding this way. We are adding this 1 teaspoon of salt over here, and the salt is added. Now the light bulb is trying to glow. Now we are adding second teaspoon. It is glown. Now we are adding third teaspoon, and the mixture is became a aqueous solution of sodium chloride. The aqueous solution means sodium aqueous and chlorine aqueous, that I have taught you in previous lecture, how the water molecules get inserted in NaCl, and this inserted NaCl water molecule form the Na plus aqueous and Cl minus aqueous. So Na plus is getting now. So the end result is that the bulb is light up. Okay, how this happened? So in order to understand the concept is like this. See the diagram over here. What is happened? So sodium is having a positive charge and chlorine is having a negative charge. So when the electricity is passed, the electrons getting transferred from here to here, and from here to this battery, and from battery to this negative terminal, from here to positive. This circuit is getting completed over the time when the electricity is passed. Okay, so what is happen when the electric current is going to pass over here? The negative terminal attract the positive cations. Negative terminal attract the positive cations. So sodium being attracted over here, and chlorine being negative get attracted. Chlorine being negative, Cl minus being negative, get attracted over here. In order, in this particular movement of ions, the electricity is conducted, because sodium is moved from here to here, and from solution to here, from this way to this way, from this way to this way, and chlorine from here it goes to here, from here to here. This movement of ions conduct the electricity. So movement of ions conduct the electricity, and the thing is that this negative electrode, what is the electrode? Bare wire that is dipped in the solution. We have taken over here. We have taken two wires, okay, and we have removed the insulation, and these wires are dipped in here, and these wires are called as electrodes. These are called as electrodes, and this positive electrode is called as anode, and negative electrode is called as cathode. and okay, positive electrode anode, and negative electrode cathode. This is how the electricity is being conducted through the solutions. This is called as a dissociation of ions and electrical conductivity. So the ions being dissociated and the electricity is conducted. Next thing is that uh, electrolysis. Electrolysis is usually the electrolysis. If I mean to um, define the electrolysis, is the electrolysis. Electro means electricity, lysis means breakdown. So electricity is being used to break down something. What is how the electricity is used? Electricity is passed through certain solutions, and that solution is broken down into its component. So if we are seeing the electrolysis of water, so electricity is passed through the water, and water is divided into its constituent. So I think that everybody knows the constituent of water, that is H2O. So water is made of hydrogen and oxygen. So when the electricity is passed through this, hydrogen gas is liberated, oxygen gas is liberated. Two components, hydrogen is separated and oxygen is separated. So what is this electrolysis? In electrolysis, see this is a switch, and from here the electricity is passed, and from the usually electrons transform from negative to positive. Electron transfer from negative to the positive. So this is a basically a galvanometer which shows the deviation of current or flowing of the current. So current is flowing from here, and this is a battery, and this battery is connected to this way. So electrons from this carbon electrode goes to copper electrode through the solution of CuSO4. Now we are doing electrolysis, so we are breaking CuSO4 into its constituent, that is Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. It is divided into Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. So this is now CuSO4 is broken down into two constituent, Cu2 plus and second constituent is SO4 2 minus. Okay, now the thing is, now the catch the thing. Okay, one electrode is of carbon and second is of copper itself. Okay, so what happened? So this carbon is negative. Okay, negative will attract the positive cation, and positive will attract the negative anion. So CuSO4 get deposited on copper electrode, and Cu is being deposited on this. Cu is deposited on these type of carbon electrodes. So when the current is passed, what will happen? Cu is being deposited over here, Cu is being deposited over here, and SO4 is deposited over this way. Okay, so what will happen? Cu2 plus, that is positive, and SO4 2 minus. So SO4, that is 2 minus, is deposited over here. SO4 2 minus will be deposited over here. SO4 will be deposited over here. SO4 over here, and that is Cu2 plus being positive is deposited over here, being deposited over here, being deposited over here. Okay, in this way these things getting deposited, and electrolysis of CuSO4 occurred. Now the thing over here is the cathode reaction and an anode reaction. Now, cathode reaction and anode reaction. What is anode? Anode is a positive terminal. What is cathode? That is negative terminal. So at negative terminal, what is giving negative, what is attracting on negative terminal? Copper. So what copper does? Copper is a metal. It usually gives the electrons. So copper gives the electron. Okay, copper usually gives the electron, and we have to write in this way, because we can't write copper gives 2 electron. Sorry. Now see, this is a positive and this is a negative. So we can't write like this way, copper solid, it gives 2 electron, like this way. Why we can't write it in this way? Because usually copper gives 2 electron, okay, and this is the equation. We can't write the arrow in this manner, reverse manner. So in order to judge that thing, we are just reversing this case. So we are writing all this whole phenomena over here and directing arrow over here. Okay, so copper gives 2 electrons, and that is the thing, that is what happened on cathode. And what is happened on anode? At anode, copper is accepting 2 electrons because the copper electrode is there, and it is becoming CuSO4. This is the thing. Okay, now the last thing, that is the electrolysis of water. I have shown you the video on that on that live session, in which the battery is connected to the electrodes, and the electricity is passed through over here from negative terminal to positive terminal. And this electricity usually, what it does, it broken down the water. So it broken down the water, that is, and here the H2 gas is accumulated, and over here the oxygen gas is accumulated. So oxygen is being accumulated at the positive terminal, that is at anode, and at cathode hydrogen is being accumulated. Okay, and this is the cathode and anode reaction. What is this reaction? So water loses the 2 electrons and it forms H2 gas and OH group, hydroxyl group, and after losing 2 electrons, and these two, after losing these 2 electrons, this being accepted by the oxygen, and what happened? O2 gas is liberated. This is all about the electrolysis. This is a quick review of the electrolysis of water and what we have taught on that day. Inshallah, in the next period we will move to some new topic or new chapter, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.